It's live on my link, so
Yay! You're live. There you go. Oh,
people are following in. Okay, good, good, good. Do I assume that you'll mostly be talking about the Yes Man AI app, the MIT hackathon?
Yes, yes. Mostly that, and we'll be talking about spectacles. Yeah, some spectacles.
For those watching, this is our inaugural using of the LinkedIn streaming service here, and by gosh, we've got it working. We have Rex Gatling here who's joining us. We have Kathryn Hicks, of course, local BBO. They're both spectacles developers, and Rex has just gotten back from Boston from the MIT hackathon, and I'm just going to let him jump right in and take over.
Yeah,
See if I
so
can
great to
make
meet
you the
everybody.
feature.
Rex Gatling here, XR developer based in New York City. I've been an XR for about going on 8 years now. Started off in VR, started with Oculus Quest, and now I'm all the way on to where I'm building strictly for AR glasses, particularly Snap spectacle glasses. And I just came back from a MIT Reality Hack, which was a great event. I was building some lenses for the Snap spectacle glasses, and it was just a great experience. And it really shows where the industry is going, which it seems like with the focus is now going towards AR glasses because now it's really becoming a reality to where it can become a consumer device. Also, just in terms of what I'm building, just a little synopsis on it is I'm building an AI called Yes Man. Yes Man is a virtual assistant that's in your glasses that you can speak to, that can handle day-to-day tasks for you in your augmented reality glasses. Currently, right now, it's available for the X Real glasses. We do have a version for the Snap Spectacles for when it does become consumer ready, but that's a little bit about what I'm working on. Just love to see where the XR industry is going, and I really think that even with a lot of the noise you hear about VR, becoming an afterthought, I think it's still alive and well. XR in general.
Yeah, I would if I would chime in on that. I think that if you look at what the people that Meta actually laid off and the things that they cut funding for, it was really in the VR section, not in the AR section. They seem to be shifting focus. And I think something that just for what it's worth, in my opinion, VR has struggled with a market fit issue where AR has kind of been an acceptable cultural form factor issue. And I think they're a bit they get lumped together in this sort of XR label, but I've always kind of seen them as something a bit different. It looks like it, and I particularly think that like if you look at my tagline, it says AR is the UI for AI. And I think that as AI is taking off, that's going to become more and more true. Whereas in the VR space, that AI is going to be more of a generative content tool, whereas AR is going to be an interface for AI in the real world, which, speaking of, leads us right back to your Yes Man.
Yes. So Yes Man AR. So Yes Man AR in the augmented reality glasses is a virtual hologram that understands your daily activities and is able to provide on the spot help for you. So for example, if you're in the grocery store and you're looking for a particular item that fits a recipe, a recipe that you're trying to make, you're able to get a recommendation from Yes Man. He'll be able to tell you this works good with this dish. This doesn't work well with this dish, for example. And the way we've leveraged several AI models that we have built on top of what's available out there to be able to accomplish this. And of course, it's catered personally to you as the user. It's not a one size fits all, but it more so fits the individual in terms of what their daily activities would be, and to provide that necessary help for them when you need it. Right in your glasses, don't have to look down at the phone anymore. It's all virtually in front of you, a virtual hologram with a big smiley face that can provide the help that you need on a day-to-day basis.
If we were doing this live, your spectacles would be there and people would be able to see the demo. Is there a preferred video I can pull up? I see some videos here, this looking out over the city, looking out a window.
Yes, this one. This is my AI. Hey, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing well, thank you. How can I help you today?
Well, it's Saturday. I'm in New York City. I need to find a place to watch the football games tonight. Give me a good place that you would recommend. I plan on being at Highline, like close to the Meatpacking District.
In that area, a solid option would be the Ainsworth. It's known for a lively atmosphere and lots of screens. How does that sound?
That sounds pretty cool.
Great. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, that's it. I like how you have the conversation with Yes Man. You pretty much have a running conversation. It starts to learn more about, like what's your daily activities? What are some things that, so the next time you do speak with him, he'll be able to provide a quick solution where you don't have to worry about giving too much feedback from the standpoint of talking with him to where now it pretty much knows what you need before you kind of ask it. And of course, it's catered to the user. We're definitely about protecting people's privacy. So that's the reason why we went the route of not one size fits all. It's where it's catered to the person. And you can personalize it to what your day-to-day needs are. That's what we believe is the best part of AI because AI right now does have, I would say, a positive and as well as a negative stigma. But we want to stay on the side of the positive where we provide something that can be of use while also being fun at the same time.
That's really cool. Will there be any will you be able to customize the look of Yes Man? Will there be more customization with that as well as voice, as well as even probably scenarios? So I've seen some more on mobile AI characters where it's customized for like children and kids or just people who are more in the character driven side. So I'm curious about that. Is that something you plan on having in the future?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So in the future, which would be, we're looking within the next 2 months to where you can personalize a character to what you want, and as well as with the voice, because personalized AI is becoming the mandate for a lot of people because a lot of people are like, I don't want to speak to like a robot, quote unquote. It needs to be more human to make AI more human friendly. So yeah, we're looking at putting those railings around to where now you can personalize it, the voice, the look, and as well put limitations on it on what you want it to be able to give you an answer to so that we make sure that your data is safe. We make sure there's things that you don't wish to share with Yes Man, that we put those railings around where your information is safe and your data is safe.
One of the things I'm curious about using AI in glasses, I know that the current version of spectacles doesn't have eye tracking, but if you have eye tracking and gaze tracking and you have the cameras, and so you have the computer vision, you can pair up what you're looking at while at the same time using the computer vision to identify and to be able to use that to essentially use your eyes as the cursor in effect. And with HoloLens, there was gaze tracking, but there wasn't true eye tracking. And you could kind of get a little of that, but I haven't really seen anything that fully integrates computer vision with an AI understanding of your environment together with eye tracking, knowing what you're looking at and bringing those together as a UI.
Yes.
Like I say, I know it's beyond the hardware right now, which kind of leads me to, while Snap didn't unveil anything at CES, they did give some statements. I think it was right after CES about some new specifications for the new spectacles coming. Did you follow any of that by any chance?
Yes. I don't know too much outside of what has been put out there publicly. The most I know currently, at least as of today, is that they did start integrating a separate division, which we call specs. I did see that today. That's the most that I do know. But to your point about spatial AI, I do want to get to that part about that. Is that with spatial AI, yes, with Yes Man, when you do call him, you can actually see It'll actually be able to tell what's in your environment by asking them, hey, what is this that I'm looking at this time? And Yes Man will respond and say, I'm looking at a laptop or I'm looking at an Apple. It does have scene understanding. It uses the cameras, the front facing cameras and the glasses that congruence with its AI knowledge to be able to say that this is an Apple, this is that. That's where the technology is today. I'm using depth cache. Depth cache is a technology that Spectacles put together to make that possible that works with Yes Man. So some of those things you speak of in terms of eye tracking, gaze, and everything, yes, they may not have it on this, but they do have other workarounds to kind of give that same experience.
The Spectacles UI convention for that is the double pinch zoom, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Which I which I have you doing in the animation for the
Yeah,
promotion for this. Yeah,
yes.
in making that, I finally broke down and got the Higgs Field Pro account. And so this is the promotion for this is kind of my first playing with Higgs Field. So thanks for being the model for that.
No, thank you, thank you. No
All
problem,
right,
no
guys.
problem.
Let me see. First off, did anything out of CES, and I know we've got to get to the MIT hackathon, did anything else, whether Snap or any other AR smart glasses related information come out of CES that you want to share?
Yes, another company that I built Yes Man for, even though it doesn't have this hand tracking and it doesn't have some of the capabilities of Spectacles, Ray Neo X3 Pro, that's more in the Asian market. Their glasses have gotten full 6 DoF, no phone tethering. They're closer to smart glasses. I actually have a pair right here. These here, these are closer to like everyday wear augmented reality glasses. I would say from a form factor perspective, like these. They have the same experience outside of hand tracking. So it does have 6 DoF capability, no phone tethering. Your phone pretty much just uses the Bluetooth to connect to it. All the apps are installed into the glasses. That's one thing that stood out to me because these are the first pair of glasses that look like I think at least how I think that augmented reality glasses will evolve to where they'll be everyday wear, they'll be a little less clunky, they'll be more thinner, and you'll be able to walk around on a day-to-day basis with them on. But that's the most that stood out to me. Also, X-Real as well with the Android XR announcement with Project Aura. X-Real is a very big AR company that I really love building apps for. I think that they have some stuff coming out that's going to be really huge. But I would say, though, outside of Snap, those are the two companies that have really stood out to me, that have really made a big push into augmented reality glasses.
This is very recent news. I just learned about this a couple of hours ago myself. Perchance, you familiar with these smart glasses called Solos? They're audio only, but with camera. And they were a spin out from Kopin. Kopin Technologies, their microdisplay company founders came out of MIT, like way back in the 80s. They've been around for quite some time. In fact, are you perchance familiar with Vuzix?
Yes, me with Vuzix, yes.
So John Fan, the founder CEO of Kopin, was Paul Travers' angel investor for Vuzix. So they had a lot of IP around non-display audio and camera glasses, and some people that had worked with them went on to Meta, and they just launched some crazy multi-billion-dollar lawsuit against Meta today, saying that the Meta glasses are in violation of their IP. Don't know where that'll go. I'm not a big fan of patent troll litigation, just sort of get rich off of litigation or whatever. But there is a little connection there where they had some people that went over to Meta and they kind of have some explicit IP issues. So that's kind of an interesting kind of just happened development that I haven't fully digested. Sorry for the tangent. I'll let you jump onto the MIT hackathon now.
Sure. So about the MIT Reality Hack, first of all, this is my second year going. I didn't go the prior year. I didn't go last year. I went the year before. This is my second one this year. So MIT Reality Hack, if you're not familiar, brings everyone in the XR industry, whether at beginner level or advanced level, everybody come together and make their teams and compete on several tracks to see who has the best AR VR project. So this past week/weekend, I was there in Boston at MIT, and we were basically just hacking 24 hours a day. It's a great experience as someone new to the industry. If you are as a beginner, and as well as for someone that's advanced, it's a good opportunity to kind of sharpen your skills and as well learn about the new tech because that's where a lot of the new software that you're hearing about in the market today is where it's born from. Fortunately, when I was there, I got to see a little bit of the robotics too, how people leverage the glasses to be able to power robotics. I've also seen it used on several different types of hardware. They have hardware tracks that leverage augmented reality glasses. I would say this is the first year where I've seen where smart glasses and augmented reality glasses have been used more than a VR headset. This is the first year I've seen that because the prior winners, they were all VR. It looks like this year most people were AR glasses or smart glasses. There was some that wanted VR, but the ones that stood out to me was the ones who leveraged augmented reality glasses and smart glasses the power hardware. That to me is a huge leap because now it really shows that AR and smart glasses can be leveraged in different ways outside of just a simple app or a simple game. It can be used to power hardware as well. That's my whole take from MIT Reality Hack from a development standpoint. But I would say in terms of the people that I've managed to meet there, it's a lot of thought leaders that gather there. It's a huge opportunity as someone new to the industry for you to come in and pretty much kind of learn the ropes of XR because most software and hardware is going to all be used from there.
When you're talking about robotics, it kind of actually reminded me like I know you're seeing a lot of it's AI smart glasses and AR glasses, but it kind of reminded me of when the people use Meta Quest for robotics, both either through mixed reality use cases or in more virtual reality use cases. So it's interesting to see that transition. Just for people who aren't familiar with the MIT hackathon, how many hackers are in attendance and how many projects are churned out?
Well, it varies year by year. The last couple of years, this time it was a little bit less than the year before, obviously because of the weather conditions and just the travel was a little bit difficult. I would say at most it gets to 400, 500, um, sometimes 700. I believe the year before when I was there, it was like 700 hackers. And pretty much everyone kind of just groups their teams together. It usually comes out to about roughly 40, maybe 30 projects because there's so many people collaborating on various projects because some people like I have a project that I wanted to do but it didn't really fit so people just kind of just join their teams and kind of just collaborate together because it's better because they feel that their project is more of a mix with this one. It really varies. It's a lot more hackers I would say the year before but now currently this past one was at least around 400 to 500 something like that.
I'm also wondering if that was like in due to like the storms too, because I know we had a
Yeah,
record-breaking.
yeah, it had a lot to do with it because many people were traveling outside of the country as well as traveling from West Coast to East Coast. So it was kind of difficult for some people to make it. Yeah, that's where that number came in at.
Were there any like trends? I know you said robotics use case,
Mhm,
hardware use cases, but did you see
mhm.
any like specific trends in what people like outside of like having agents and things, but I guess subject matter like med tech, or like entertainment purposes, or you mentioned like gaming. What were like the bigger? I mean, it might have been a variety of different types of projects. So I'm curious if there was like a trend line of like what people were specifically building for.
Well, the topic this year for MIT was Dream Machine. Dream Machine was more so about utilities and tools that can help you achieve your dreams. What I saw this year, maybe because of the subject matter, but also I kind of think what also played into it was where the industry is. I think now usefulness is becoming the trend because many of the projects that I see are now focused on how can I actually solve a real problem. It's not just a tech demo. Is this a good use case? Many of the tracks in terms of for hardware was about that. But I would say the trend is more so usefulness. That's really the trend that I saw when I was at MIT this past week.
Cool. You have any questions, Christopher?
Well, I was actually going to suggest that since we're now at 6:40, if we want to do a little transition and put you on the highlight, if you want to talk about your work in BVO yet,
Oh,
you ready
okay.
to jump in?
Yeah, I can jump in. So if you're not familiar with me or what I've done, I'm Kathryn. I'm a co-founder and head of digital for Bevo. We're an upcoming immersive experience on Mud Island in the former Mississippi River Museum. Mud Island's kind of a peninsula, and we're inside a former Mississippi River Museum. So it used to be about the river, but we're transforming it into kind of a multiverse adventure. Bevo stands for Baron von Opperbean. The story is the Baron is lost in this multiverse, and If you want to dive deeper into the story side, you can figure out what happened to the Baron. So the Baron created a character named Louise. Louise is like an AI agent named after his long lost wife. So it's a location-based entertainment experience. As of now, you actually won't be using a headset or your phone. You're fully engaged in this experience, kind of combining a bunch of different elements, like kind of playground design meets an open world adventure and interactive characters. So how we're using, say we're like a true technically like mixed reality experience because we are using physical set pieces that are extended by digital displays, so TV screens, holographic displays, and more. So we will actually have our own agentic AI character. Actually, a couple of AI characters. One will be a dragon ship that you'll actually be inside, be able to interact with the ship, find hidden spaces inside the ship, and you can have a conversation with, as well as we'll have another character. Her name is Louise. This will be after, we're doing it, sorry, I forgot to mention, we're doing this in phases, and we're opening phase one uh, in March 7th, so this year. We are in a total of 33,000 square feet. We are opening up 8,000 square feet, so that will be phase one, and then there'll be two additional phases that we'll be opening up the rest of the park for. But after phase one, we'll introduce Louise. She's a character you'll be able to interact with in phase two and three. I've probably like hopped around, but hopefully that made sense to people.
It's kind of something like the digital version of the choose your own mystery kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I thought as well. That's
yeah,
exactly what I thought.
yeah. It's very much like it's elements of choose your own adventure, immersive playground, and immersive arts. If you're familiar with Meow Wolf and the St. Louis City Museum, we're like those two had a baby with an open world game layer combined. If you're not familiar with those, we have elements of escape room, but you're not trying to escape, you're going on adventure, and we'll have playground elements that will feel like they're a part of the world. So we're going for realistic environments and experience side. So not obvious signage of like things and stuff. It has to feel like it's a part of the world.
Good stuff.
Did you want to talk any about your Snap Spectacles development, or did you cover enough of that when we were talking with Rex?
I think we were talking I think it was before we had this call, we were talking about spectacles a little bit, but when I got these spectacles right here, so these are the spectacles if you're not familiar with them, I participated in the Lensathon, which is Snapchat's kind of own little hackathon, and the team I was a part of developed a AED not simulator. You're figuring out how to use an AED and an EpiPen with a spectacle. So it was also utilitarian, but educating on the more of like, I guess it's consumer facing medical side.
Hmm.
Because a lot of people accidentally stab themselves with an EpiPen. So that was like my first time doing stuff with the spectacles. I actually haven't done much with the spectacles lately. It's mostly just been Bevo and building out the digital side of Bevo. But yeah, outside of this, I've worked on other XR headsets and stuff. But currently, it's mostly location-based entertainment and game engines and such. I know we are looking at potentially using headsets like these more AI and AR glasses in the future, but as of now, it's all location-based. You're physically there, but those principles, of course, still apply. If anything, for me in my background, location-based entertainment was a huge influence for me within the XR industry. I took a lot of reference for theme park design and immersive experience on location-based side. So it's kind of funny that I'm doing this.
Do you have a link to your ticket sales page that you can throw into the
Oh,
chat?
oh yes, yes. But yes, tickets are on sale now. You can buy your tickets now for the March 7 and beyond. You're paying for time slots, so it's not like you're in a line or anything. Time slots. So go to bevoexp.com/drops. That is where you can buy tickets for phase one.
Do you want to share a link to Yes Man?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So currently right now, Yes Man is available. We made them for mobile because we understand that everyone now doesn't have the glasses yet, but you can download our mobile version currently available right now. It's mobile AR right in the chat here. Download, take it on a test run, give it a try on your mobile device. Hopefully when the glasses go mainstream, hopefully this year, you'll be able to download him directly to your glasses, and you don't have to look down at your phone anymore. You have Yes Man right in your glasses.
We have a few minutes left here. If if anybody thinks of a clever question to
Did Coriano
interject.
have a question? Oh, you said
Hmm?
you mentioned Coriano had a question for Rex.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let me see. Where was that in here? It says, "Oh, personalization and accessibility. How does Yes Man learn or take into account a user's personal color preferences and AR/VR environment?" I think you were kind of addressing that some maybe before he got here, but jump back in.
Yeah, he wanted what was the question again? What was the question?
Okay, personalization and accessibility. How does the Yes Man learn or take into account a user's personal color preferences and AR/VR environment?
Okay, so the way that he actually learns that is through, on the spectacles at least, is through the front-facing cameras. It learns from your environment, and as well, it takes everything from your questions, what you ask him, to be able to personalize it. Because if on a daily basis, if I'm talking to him about artificial intelligence, for example, he's gonna always start to learn like my habits on the questions that I ask, and as well taking into account the places that I am. For example, I go to Midtown or I go to Fulton Street on Wall Street. It'll start to learn like my environment and to be able to start catering a lot of its answers and its questions based on what daily activities. So we lump all those things together from data gathered from the glasses and as well to add to the Yes Man's already large knowledge base. So that's how he learns all those things. So it's not just where we're getting data from one area. We try to take everything that would be congruent for him to be able to learn and personalize his message for you.
You were talking about location. So is it in addition to the glasses also pulling GPS and having an understanding of where you are based on location?
No, 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 no. So no,
Okay,
so no, so with the glasses, because it has a knowledge of landmarks and certain streets, it's able to learn based on that, like based on what it sees in the glasses. It doesn't keep track of any type of GPS or where you are at any point in time. We felt that wasn't the most safest way to use it. So
privacy.
yeah, that's the reason why we didn't go down that route.
Kelly Studard, I don't know if this is actually a question, more like an interjection.
Sure,
He
sure.
said, I just want to, this is addressed to Kathy. He said, I just want to try out prompt injection on the BVO AI. I don't know, he seems to want to hack your character. Better look out for him.
Okay.
Okay, so with that, we have just a few minutes left here. Either of you guys have any questions for me?
No, no. For me, I mean, I would like to just say one thing about people trying to get into the industry. I would say that hackathons are the best way to get into the industry because that's where that gives you the opportunity to be able to get your feet wet, learning the language, learning the industry, learning learning not just as a programmer, but more so in the age of AI, really being able to learn as a prompter because we have all of this technology, but many people don't know how to build a real product that people actually want. And we need people outside of the industry to enter into the industry for the industry to grow. It's a wide open field, and I would just close by saying that, MIT Reality Hack's a good one. I would say go on DevPost, find hackathons that are in your local area, and really just give it a good effort to be able to learn the industry, even if you're outside of it. As I said, for this industry to grow, we need people outside of XR. We need real business people and thought leaders to come into the industry.
100% agree. Also, there is a currently one of the largest hackathons, or I guess game jams. I know it's more related, but Global
Yeah.
Game Jam is currently happening in Memphis. We start ours on Friday. That's a great way of meeting people and even trying out XR products, XR things. So yeah, I definitely agree. Game jams, hackathons, lensathons, whatever you want to call them.
Whatever you're gonna call
Uh,
it.
yeah, because they all have different names are a great way of meeting people, networking, and yeah, as you mentioned, finding different ways of using XR technologies, just spatial technologies in general. how I got into it was applying to different programs. So I got into the Oculus Launchpad program at the time. That's kind of how I jumped into XR. Definitely see what different programs are out there within XR. Maybe there's meetups. That's another good way of meeting people
That's
and
another
virtually or in person. As you see, we're doing this virtually. So
virtually, yeah.
yeah. And what is it? Discords too. So
Yes, Discord.
don't be afraid to jump in. Like it doesn't have to be the biggest project. It can be a super small project that you want to test out an idea or see what works. Just be curious and jump in. And the University of YouTube's your friend.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. YouTube University, and as well, really leverage platforms like DevPost. Go on DevPost, look at what's out there, look at projects that have succeeded. That that's pretty much your homework, I would say, because when I started as a mobile app developer. I didn't know anything about XR. But the one question I asked was, what's app in a mobile device? That's the one question I asked. And it really made me start doing my research on what's already available, what devices are available, what can I work with, what can I really just get started with. I know everybody wants the technology to be 2040, 2050, but work with where the technology is and really just start growing now because waiting for it to mature, it might be a little bit too late if you wait for the technology to mature before you start building for it and start learning it. Now is a great time to do it.
Great, great. Now I'm going to get my plug in here. I want to give a couple of thanks here. JC Smiley, who I believe is still here in the audience for the Memphis Tech Scene newsletter. And even though we kind of got snowed out, make sure I want to thank you for Jeff Pertain over at FIT, FedEx Institute of Technology, that regularly loans us space for holding these events, if not this one on this particular day.
Last but not least, this event is a production of the Memphis chapter of the AAIA, the Applied Artificial Intelligence Association, and a quick run-through of our mission statement.
Empower businesses to leverage AI through a global network of local chapters connecting Memphis to larger markets and industry, resources for education, training, conferences, and networking. The AAIA accelerates AI adoption by facilitating research, developing standards, connecting organizations to drive innovation and growth. The Memphis chapter has a particular focus on AI in distribution, AI in healthcare, entertainment, and agentic AI for workforce training and assistance given what the local economy here is in Memphis. We also hold live events, and there are many other chapters around the country and around the world that also have virtual events like this one that you will be notified of and can join and participate in if you are a member of the Memphis chapter, and also have the opportunity to participate in some of those other panels around the country and around the world. Okay, with that note, thank you, Kathryn, thank you, Rex, for joining us here. If you have any parting words.
Kathryn, well,
Stay curious and experimental, and adventurous too.
I'll close by saying that XR is alive and well. Now is the time to really get started. Learn as much as you can and get your hands dirty, learning the code, learning how to prompt, all those things. Now is a great time to do it.
Thank you both.